In today's video, we're actually going to talk about the 5 basic mistakes that most people make without actually realizing them. So in this video, I'm actually going to give you a bonus. Actually, that's a bonus fact, something that you didn't know. So you let me know in the comments below if you actually knew it, and yeah, I'll just get to ask the question and give you the fact as a bonus in this video. So the 5 basic mistakes that most people make during poetry or presentations are actually the intro and outro. So during an introduction, you just have to tell the audience or explain to everyone who you actually are. So I guess I haven't also done that. My name is mcclara and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're just going to be talking about such kind of mistakes. So I also make these kind of mistakes, and everybody makes these kind of mistakes, but to actually bring an introduction properly, you just have to have that wow factor of an introduction. You have to make an introduction that will make people interested in knowing who you are, and everything that you're about to present is going to be based on your introduction. So everyone will get to understand what you're about to talk about if they actually know you. Now imagine having to listen to somebody for like 10 whole minutes without knowing who they actually are. You won't even get past through the first 3 minutes. You just start dozing off and wondering who the person actually is, and then you start lagging behind. Instead of listening to their message, you start wondering, who are they? Who is this person? So that kind of a situation is not really nice if you're part of an audience and you're watching somebody who's actually acting or presenting something in front of you and you actually don't know who they are. It's just ridiculous. It's retarded somehow. So the second thing I'm going to be talking about is catchphrase and punchlines. So most of the times people, like poets, actually have catchphrases. They have punchlines here and there, something that will spice up the whole poem, the whole message that they're actually delivering. But what they actually don't get to look at is the fact that, is the punchline or is my catchphrase connected to my poem? So most people kind of make the same mistake, like when they're talking about a certain issue. Let's say, like, for example, if I'm talking about HIV and AIDS, and then I come to say a punchline that is supposed to be about malaria into the HIV and AIDS poem, that will actually make the whole thing confusing. Everybody will just get confused, and it's just one mistake that most people make, and they don't even realize that they're making it. They don't know how to control it, so they just go ahead with the flow, making all sorts of punchline and catchphrase mistakes here and there. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is actually on the outfit. So most people don't know this, but there's a certain way you're supposed to dress as a poet or as a person who's presenting something, and those things are just dress code. You just have to have a dress code. So right now I'm wearing a t-shirt that says "Let It Go" and a black skirt. I guess I'm not even dressed properly for poem. I'm not dressed properly for a poem because everything that I'm wearing will actually distract the audience. So instead of the audience kind of concentrating on my message and my gestures and everything else, they'll be distracted by what I'm wearing, trying to read every detail of my shirt. And if my skirt is actually tight, because the skirt I'm wearing is actually tight, so if my skirt is actually tight, it won't allow me to move freely. It won't allow me to do all sorts of gestures that I may have planned to do. So I guess dress code is also another issue in poetry that most people don't really know that they're making that mistake, but yeah, it's a mistake that actually is there. And then the other thing is sarcasm. So this is the third point, sarcasm. In most of the poems that people write, people speak, they have to have that kind of sarcasm, the kind of emotions that connect the kind of poem. Like, for example, if I were to talk about a poem that has to do with heartbreak, I have to say, I'm going through that heartbreak. I have to feel the shoes of being in a heartbreak. I have to show everyone that I know what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about this because I want somebody out there to get it. If they're not looking at me, they'll hear it by my voice. If they're not hearing it by my voice, then they'll have to see by my gestures. So most people make the mistake of actually mixing emotions when they're talking about a heartbreak. I've said it in several videos of mine. Most people, when they're talking about heartbreaks, they'll start putting emotions of anger. They'll put emotions of sadness. Okay, sadness here is, it's compatible in heartbreak, so you can put it as sadness. But then the most common mistake is putting anger, putting love in the emotions of heartbreak. So you have to kind of feel the emotion, feel the sarcasm for you to kind of connect with everything that you're actually saying. So the other thing is backstaging. So when you're talking and you're presenting something, if it's in a public place, you just have to view the audience like I am standing right now. Now imagine having to listen to somebody and they're actually faced another way. So imagine having to watch somebody talking and looking in a different direction when actually you're in this direction. So that kind of feels awkward. And while you're looking this other side, your voice will not be heard clearly. Like your voice will be going that way, like you're talking to a person who's that way when the actual audience is this way. So you just have to avoid looking away, just look directly to the audience. If you're not comfortable with looking directly in people's eyes, you can actually look upwards, like above their heads. You can look above their heads to just give you that confidence, like you're not really shy of looking them directly in the eye. So yeah, that's the third thing. The fourth thing, and then the other thing is actually the fact. I was supposed to give you the fact. So did you actually know that Shakespeare, the most greatest well-known poet in the world, was actually illiterate? So he never really went to school, and I don't know, I never knew this until like a year ago, and I was wondering, if he wasn't literate, how is it possible that he actually came up with such great novels, such great articles? He came up with great novels, he came up with great poems, great things that you can rhyme with, and all sorts of stuff. How did he actually get to know that? So if you actually know how he did that, you can let me know in the comments below. And if you didn't know this, then you can also let me know in the comments below, and just tell me how exactly you feel about it. If you knew, how did you know, where did you know, when did you know about it, and how did you actually react to that? So you can let me know in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, you can actually subscribe and hit the notification for any new uploads. You'll be notified when you hit the notification bell down below after you tap on subscribe. Then yeah, I guess that is it for today. You can actually catch me on my next video, where I'll be talking about how to avoid certain mistakes that most people make. So see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.